Good morning, everyone. Saturday, February 26th, the last Saturday of February, and the last giant slate of college basketball for the 2022 season before we get into conference tournaments starting on Wednesday, and of course, the big dance beginning in just a couple of weeks. If you have been following the show, some exciting news for everybody here on the YouTube channel. With the start of conference championship weeks comes a couple different things. First of all, from the Right Angle Sports side, they have another phase of their service beginning. When we go from the regular season into the conference tournament weeks, it's a reset, it's a change of pace, and we know how well these guys do in the early part of the season. And when you look back historically over their record when it comes to the conference tournaments, a lot of success in those games as well. So if you want to know more information about the service that they're starting up, that's available through their Twitter or on their website. Highly recommend checking that out. It is limited to just 150 people, so you're going to want to move quick. But for everyone here on the show who may just be following along for the first time or is new to this, or if you've liked the show that we've put together so far over the last couple of weeks, something important to note is going forward for the next couple of weeks, we're with Right Angle Sports doing these release shows on Thursday and Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time through the first week of the tournament. But we're also going to be adding in secret releases for those of you who are following the YouTube channel. So with conference tournament play comes games at a whole bunch of different times throughout the weekdays. For those of you that are subscribed to the channel, you'll get the notification for any of those releases that come in the next couple of weeks. And these won't be as openly promoted as we've seen with these shows. So it's going to be kind of subscriber specific because it's going to be very quickly moving. So if you like the releases and the show that we've been putting together here the last month or two, hit the subscribe button. You'll get the notification over the next couple of weeks. You might be at work. You might be doing something throughout the day. You'll get the notification. It'll keep you up to date, and then you'll get the release during these weeks. A ton of games to come in the next couple of weeks, so we will try our best to keep you ahead of the numbers with these releases as we go through the conference tournaments, so we can see these numbers ticking up. There's a lot of excitement about the show, let's be honest. It's Saturday morning. It's early for a lot of folks, and we are still seeing more than 600 people waiting in this video room before we even get going. So glad to see you guys finally latching on, subscribing to the channel. And with it being such a big slate today, let's get into some of the setups and releases. Before we get to the first one, a reminder for anybody that's new here to the channel. Come on, let's see if it gets to 7,000. Anyone who's new here to the channel, you're going to follow a release procedure. And the reason that we do this release procedure is to keep everyone honest on both sides of these bets. So Right Angle Sports is highly respected in every single sport that they bet. And we see immediate movement to all of the bets that they make. And so if we were just to give out a bet based on what they had, it would really be a race for just a couple of people to find that bet and get it in. So what we do is follow a release procedure that gives everybody a chance to get the bet at the same price. The goal of this show is to release their bet and have everybody watching get it at the same price. So you're going to hear something happen here where I say to set up a game. And that means you go through your sports book. There's going to be a lot of scrolling today. You go through your sports book, you find the bet, and you add it to your bet slip. And then you wait. We're going to give everybody about 15 to 20 seconds to find the bet, add it to their bet slip. And then you're going to hear one of two things. You're either going to hear go or cancel. If you hear cancel, that means to take the bet off of your bet slip. We are not betting anything with a cancel. If you hear a go, you're going to want to bet it immediately, because the longer you wait, even if it's just a couple seconds, these lines are going to move. You're not going to be able to get the bet. So you want to set the bet up in your bet slip, wait to hear go or cancel, and then act immediately once you hear one of those two things. You're going to want to get these bets in very quickly. Things are going to move. It's a massive Saturday. Let's get going with the first setup of the day. Game number 808, UC Irvine -7. The game is at midnight Eastern. So you're going to have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of your sportsbook app for this one. 808 UC Irvine -7. and this game is at midnight Eastern. So we'll give everybody another 10 to 15 seconds to find 808 UC Irvine -7 at midnight Eastern. UC Irvine -7 is a cancel. We're not betting UC Irvine -7. So if you have it in your bet slip, remove it from your bet slip. We're not betting on UC Irvine. Continuing on, setting up game number 730, Washington +5. The game is at 6 p.m. Eastern time. 730 Washington +5, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be somewhere in the middle of the 146 games that are available for everybody at this moment. 730 Washington +5 will give everybody another 10 seconds to set this up in your bet slip. Washington +5, game number 730. This game is a go. We are betting Washington +5. This is a go. If you have it in your bet slip, bet it immediately because this number is going to come tumbling down. Washington +5 is a go. Curious as everybody is following along, were you able to get Washington +5? Let us know in the chat. Seeing a lot of conversation back and forth. Seems like there is some issues at a couple of sports books this morning. FanDuel was mentioned as having some issues, so I'm not sure if we're seeing that for everybody across the board or not, but looks like a lot of people were able to find success getting the +5. Justin Morgan, 5 at +10. A lot of people saying they were able to get 5.5 or 4.5. 5.5 was available for a few folks. So looks like a lot of success there. We'll see in a couple of minutes how low that number ultimately goes. Continuing on with the setups. Looking for setting up game number 807, Long Beach State +7. And this game is at midnight Eastern time. So another West Coast game way at the bottom of your sportsbook. Game number 807, Long Beach State +7. We'll give everybody a couple seconds to scroll to the bottom and find game number 807, Long Beach State +7. Long Beach State +7 is a cancel. Not betting Long Beach State +7. Game number 807 is a cancel. Continuing on with the setups, we're looking for game number 808, UC Irvine -7. And this game, again, is at midnight Eastern time, way at the bottom of your sportsbook list. Game number 808, UC Irvine -7, midnight Eastern. Another setup on game number 808, UC Irvine -7. So find it again at the bottom of the sportsbook list. Add it to the bet slip, and we'll give everybody another 5 to 10 seconds to get UC Irvine -7 back on their bet slip. 808 UC Irvine -7 at midnight Eastern is a cancel again. We are not betting UC Irvine. It is a cancel for the second time. Tried to keep a straight face on that one. Ed is smiling somewhere as well. Hey, you can direct any distaste over there. I'm just the messenger in all of this. Continuing on with the setups. Game number 801, Boise State UNLV over 130. This game is at 10 p.m. Eastern time. You can find this again towards the bottom. It's going to be not too far of a scroll from where we were at the very bottom with the last one. Setting up 801, Boise State UNLV over 130. This is at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll give everybody about 10 more seconds to find game number 801, Boise State UNLV over 130. Set this up and put it into your bet slip. Game number 801, Boise State UNLV over 130 is a cancel. We're not betting game number 801, Boise State UNLV. If you've got it in the bet slip, remove it. We are not betting Boise State UNLV over. Continuing on with the next setup, game number 802, Boise State UNLV, under 1:30, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Same game, other side setting up the under on game number 802, Boise State UNLV. Give everybody 10 seconds to add the other side of the total from the same game to their bet slip. Boise State UNLV under 1:30. Again, this is at 10 p.m. Eastern if you're not already there. 5 more seconds to set up Boise State UNLV under 1:30. Boise State UNLV under 1:30 is a go. We're betting Boise State UNLV under 1:30. Want to have that get into your account very quickly. 130s look to be available based on everybody in the chat, but curious what number you guys are ultimately getting as this is officially a go. Looks like the back and forth between Long Beach State and UC Irvine kind of moved that number around a little bit for some folks there. Well, was not a play on any of them. We're seeing 130.5 on the Boise UNLV total available. That was at DK for those of you that have it. We're seeing 130.5 for Chris Harrison. Curious where he was ultimately playing. A lot of 130s down to as low as 127.5, 131.5 for Tom Kelly. So that's a fantastic number there. A 1.5 better, and you're going to see this number probably get to as low as 127.5 or 127. Looks like some people were playing at books that reacted and moved it up a little bit higher. We're seeing that some of them moved to 131.5, so that was able to get. And look, guys, what you're watching is why this show is unique. It's why Right Angle Sports are so respected throughout the industry, because when they bet a game, these numbers are moving immediately off of what they bet. And so there's a lot of other betting media out there where there's lots of analysis, which is great. And we all love it and we hear it. But when it comes to betting at the highest level, this is how it works. And so you're seeing even some of these fakes that go one way or the other are going from 130 to 130.5. We saw some guys say it went up to 132. That's why you have to wait to hear the go or the cancel. Because if you're just reacting on these games as you see them come out, hoping to get ahead, then you're taking the risk of being on the other side of what the actual release is going to be. So why we do the setup process, why we wait, is so that everybody can get the same price. These keep everybody honest. Here we see Washington. This was at 5. It's down to 3.5. We're seeing it WinBet. There are some 3s as well within the market. And then when it comes to looking at that total, maybe we can check it out at Circa or a couple books, putting producer Brady on the spot. We know that those numbers were coming down as well. We're seeing as low as 127 in the chat. I'm looking at the screen as well and seeing just a big difference between where some prices are and where we're at right now. So some 127 and 127.5. But this is betting from a group that does this at the highest level, and a look and the insight into what's going on and what they're doing. So a lot of fun with the show today, a lot of cancels on both sides. But again, as I mentioned at the start of the show, hit the subscribe button, stick with us through conference tournament week, through the first week of March Madness. A lot of games, a lot of potential opportunity, and a lot of line movement to come over the next couple of weeks in some pretty big games. So we'll have those releases as they come. Hit the subscribe button below. Stick with us. We appreciate everybody that subscribed during this show. Already north of 7,000, so more than 100 people subscribed just in the last 15 minutes. Thanks for everybody for doing that. Again, please check out the new phase of service that the guys at Right Angle Sports have. Limited to 150 people. I think they're going to have more than 40 bets within that phase between now and the end of college basketball tournaments. So please check that out and continue to support us here at Covers, as well as supporting the hard work they do over at Right Angle Sports. That's it for Saturday. Have a fantastic day, guy. Enjoy the 2 bets. Washington +5, Boise State UNLV under 130. Thanks for hanging out and getting those bets in with us. We will see you guys sometime early next week.